A few years ago, the Enzo blew me away on the street. Now, I get to put my hands on the Enzo in one of its rarest forms. If you want to be in the company of the likes of Michael Schumacher, John Todt, and even His Holiness himself, boy, do we have a car for you. Today we're going to have a look at this 2003 353-mile Ferrari Enzo. Now everyone knows what an Enzo is, but what few people might not realize is that this car is one of only a handful that came in this color. The same color as the Formula One cars in 2003, Rosso Scuderia, not to be confused with Rosso Corsa. Let me show you the difference. Over here looking at the F50, clearly a deeper red than what is almost orange on the Enzo in comparison. We've got everything that came stock here. The first thing you notice when you open the front end here, one is how light it is, and two, how beautiful the carbon weave is. Then you have a look down here at the all-important Ferrari sticker, PPG Rosso Scuderia, car number 323. Everything is strapped to the front in its own Ferrari leather bag. Here we've got the tool for the single lug to take the wheels off. You look in the leather pouch here, and in the foam is the original tire sealant from 2003. It shows the expiry date here, 2004. I don't know. If I was on the side of the road, I'd probably take my chances. Let me show you this first piece of luggage. Absolutely stunning, red and black leather with carbon fiber inlay. In the other side, we have the important service and warranty supplement pouch, and of course, all the covers. These are the two red seat covers and the steering wheel cover. Let's have a look here at the toolkit. You'll see first off, I think this is kind of funny, a spare gas pedal. I mean, really, who's wearing this thing out? In the wrapper, Ferrari white mechanics gloves. Then of course, all the wrenches and Ferrari pliers. And below that, a bunch of fuses and spare bulbs and the tools to change them with. I don't think most guys are gonna change it on the side of the road, but I think a lot of guys would opt to do it themselves in the garage to avoid a costly trip to the Ferrari dealer. Most guys with collector cars install their own battery shutoff, but Ferrari was one step ahead. Two sets of suit bags. Again, just beautifully finished, beautiful smell, and of course the Ferrari insignia. All of these options would have cost Ferrari thousands and thousands of dollars just in leather goods. Pull this out, factory battery charger. And then our big bag of covers. You've got steering wheel covers, seat covers, car covers, covers for your covers, different cover options. I mean, this car has everything. I drove an Enzo a few years back on the show, and frankly, what impressed me most was how well the car stopped. With these big 15-inch carbon ceramic rotors and Brembo calipers, it was actually ahead of its time. This car stops on a dime. First thing you notice when you get in here is the rich leather smell. Second thing are the seats. Obviously, carbon fiber, proper race seats. The bolsters hug your ribs and your legs beautifully. You know, this thing is a track car, it's a supercar. You've got to be snug in the seat in order to be able to perform on the track. Being a lightweight supercar, obviously not a lot in here. There's no screens, there's no nav, there's no radio. There's just climate control from 66 to 78 degrees. These seats are actually the color of the interior of the car that was the launch car in 2002 in Paris. Comparing the Ferrari Enzo's interior to its three supercar predecessors, you'll notice it's actually a lot more sophisticated. F40, F50, there was absolutely nothing. They were stripped down. I feel like Ferrari really stepped up on the interior when they decided to build the Ferrari Enzo, maybe because it was named after the boss. Everything you want to control is super intuitive. It's almost all on the steering wheel. Beautiful thumb locks. The horn is right here, right at your thumb. Both turn signals, again, right at your thumbs here. And then all the modes, all the options, race mode, traction control off, reverse, all on the steering wheel. And then axle lifts in the front. You know, it's a supercar. This thing sits low. If you're gonna go into a parking lot, you don't wanna be the guy scraping the nose. You just hit this button, the front end lifts up, and then you've got all the clearance you'll need. My dad and I have a long-running disagreement. I was 10 years old when this thing came out. In my mind, this was the first real supercar. Why? F1 style paddle shifts. Since it was the first Ferrari supercar to have paddle shifters, it's the first Ferrari supercar to have only two pedals, brake and a gas. So it feels pretty offset. Then with your feet in this position, they probably noticed that your leg was just banging against this carbon fiber piece here, and they put this nice little knee pad in. The carbon weave everywhere is just beautiful, especially for Ferrari standards. Interesting parking brake on this thing actually fits your hand perfectly. When you pull it up, it locks, and then you can push it back down to get it out of the way. From where you're sitting, you can see the two important badges, Enzo signature and the limited production number, 399. So Ferrari announced they were going to build 399 of these things. Then they built one more for the Pope, same color as this car. And then just a few more for Schumacher and Todt. All right, let's have a look at the engine now. Everything on a Ferrari is an experience. And look at this lightweight hood prop. This is a thing of beauty. V12, 6-liter, dual overhead cams on display for everyone to see. Again, as much carbon fiber back here as you could imagine. All braided hoses, just like a race car. And you can see back here, the pushrod actuated shocks on display. Now for the best part. Obviously, we're not gonna drive this 353-mile Enzo, but we are gonna get to fire it up. Listen to that thing, it gets me every time. The biggest engine Ferrari had put in a car since the days of Can-Am. V12, 6-liter, oh, what a monster. 223 miles an hour at the top end and 660 horsepower. For someone looking to round out their Ferrari supercar collection or just own an outright Enzo, this might just be the most special car you could do it with. In addition to this car being such low mileage and such a rare color combination, is that it was an American spec, American delivery car new. So there was a tradition on the old show Dream Car Garage. We would ask the question, do you need a car like this? And do you want a car like this? Well, Ferrari actually decided that 3 people, Schumacher, Todt, and the Pope, they need a car like this. The average person probably doesn't need a car like this. But do you want a car like this? Yeah, you want a Ferrari Enzo. All right, guys, that's a wrap on the Enzo video. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, it's totally free. Make sure you comment. Let me know what you don't like, what you did like. We want to grow this page and keep cool content coming to you weekly.